Hey there, Cosmonauts! Hope you all are doing great. Because Cosmonauts, today we are back with another super exciting episode. We are covering the Neutron launch and airdrop really in depth, including the launch phases, the soft opt-out feature, the different slashing and jailing parameters, and a lot more. All you need to know about Neutron and the Ntrn Airdrop is in this episode. We're also covering the successful Flix/Atom stream on Osmosis and the amazing news of Sygnum Bank adding institutional and regulated custody and staking support for Atom. Not to mention our focus sections about Juno, Osmosis, Evmos, persistence, AssetMantle, and more. So, without further ado, let's get into it. The Neutron launch warm-up period, which will last for 2 weeks, started on the 10th of May. During this period, the stability and security will be ensured and relayers will be set up to other Cosmos zones, among several other tasks and checks. Then, during the next 2 weeks, a Neutron launch event will happen, with the goal of bootstrapping both the network's governance and economy. During the launch event period, 12% of the Ntrn supply will be put into circulation. Then after the warm-up and launch event period lasting 4 weeks in total, Neutron will have reached maturity and the Neutron DAO will then become fully functional around the 7th of June. Many validators in the bottom 5% by voting power chose the soft opt-out option as it was expected. Cosmos Hub validators in the bottom 5% by voting power who decide to soft opt-out are still part of the Neutron validator set and receive the same rewards as other validators. But they have the option to soft opt-out without being jailed. This is because the additional costs to run nodes for consumer chains are covered just by validators, not by delegators. And of course, the impact of these costs is much higher for the small validators. There are important discussions ongoing about this burden of additional costs from consumer chains for the smaller validators. We have included below the link to GitHub showing the soft opt-out feature as well as a discussion on the Cosmos Hub forum regarding ideas to support small validators with the additional costs to run consumer chain nodes. Moreover, there are differences as well regarding slashing for downtime or double signing in consumer chains. We have added the link to the forum discussion, but here is the summary. Regarding double sign slashing, rather than immediately slashing and tombstoning these validators who double sign on consumer chains, it will go through a governance vote first. This is to avoid some potential malicious code on a consumer chain which could send fake slash packets and then slash a validator that had not committed any infractions. Regarding downtime, validators in the Cosmos Hub will also not be slashed for downtime on consumer chains. However, they will still be jailed for downtime. This means that those validators in the Cosmos Hub above the bottom 5% by voting power not running Neutron nodes will be jailed. Soon as mentioned, only the bottom 5% of validators by voting power are eligible to soft opt-out. Moreover, since the Stride signaling proposal 794 titled Stride to join Atom, Economic Zone, and adopt ICS passed, it seems likely now that Stride will become the second consumer chain to join the Cosmos Hub, and the first live project to become a consumer chain. For this, Stride will need to launch a consumer edition proposal in the Cosmos Hub, similarly as Neutron did previously. Axelar announced the General Message Passing, or GMP for short, for Cosmos and EVM chains, which previously was only available between EVM chains. The GMP functionality goes beyond bridges. This means that via GMP, Axelar connected dApps in both the Cosmos and EVM ecosystems have better composability, including also related to additional logic, such as function calls, for example. Namada released an interesting article about its positive sum economics. In summary, as you can see this diagram, there are several key stakeholders in Namada, and each has some specific interests, and there are also mutual interests among them. Moreover, some of these interests or inputs are measurable, while others are only partially measurable. For the inputs that are measurable statistics, they are represented mathematically through proportional derivative controller, or PD, equations on Namada. However, other variables that are not easily measurable would be voted by governance. What Namada then does is take all those measurable and partially measurable inputs to optimize the function, maximize the collective interests of Namada. Here you can see an overview of interests or inputs and whether they are measurable and other variables. For all the details about Namada's positive sum economics, you can read the full article by following the link in the description. The Interchain Builders program released a very interesting article analyzing the issues with over or underpaying validators and delegators depending on market conditions. Several ideas are suggested, for example, a more advanced dynamic incentives model which automatically adjusts based on several factors, with the goal of providing a more stable income independently of market volatility. It is also suggested that during bull markets, a reserve fund could be created in stablecoins, for example, and then this would be distributed during bear markets to validators and stakers, again to ensure a better stability of the income and make the networks more resilient. We think these ideas are really smart, and this is what should be supported totally by the Atom Accelerator DAO, for example. Some validators and stakers have been doing this risk management individually, but implementing this on a larger scale for all validators and delegators seems like a great idea. Of course, the details will need to be clarified, for example, diversifying amongst several stablecoins for the reserve fund. To read the full article, the link is in the description. Several governance proposals passed for the Juno Communications Sub-DAO Conference's budget. The budget includes both sponsorship as well as travel, accommodation, and equipment costs for the following events: Oswasm, Osmocon, Nebular, After Cosmoverse Hackathon, Hackawasm Italy. Here you can see the total funding requested, with the majority of the costs being pure sponsorship costs. The first ever stream to use ADA for subscriptions happened on Osmosis for the Flix/Atom stream. In total, 51.3k Atom were streamed and swapped for 500k Flix in 15 hours for the bootstrapping and streaming phases. This is a great result since the community-driven price discovery valued Flix higher than the previous and first Flix/Osmo stream. In addition, the Atom/Flix pool 1019 went live on Osmosis with LP incentives enabled. Overall, the Flix trading volume on Osmosis has been great since the launch, with a weekly volume amongst the highest in Osmosis. There are still some really exciting upcoming events for OmniFlix. Towards the end of May, the Flix/USDC stream via Stream Swap on Osmosis will happen, and then the Flix drop around the middle of June. Cosar and Osmosis announced a joint grants program to build IBC-enabled asset management vaults for Osmosis. For the grants, Cosar will fund a vault creation, matching the funding from Osmosis. For the assessment, the quality of the teams and the vault strategies proposed will be important. Cosar is leveraging Cosmosm contracts with ICA and ICQ for cross-chain strategy execution. Evmos Proposal 146 is requesting 3 million Evmos for Inferno, which is a 12-week incentive program for Forge DEX designed to boost liquidity and to foster growth in Evmos DeFi. Forge is bringing concentrated liquidity and Uniswap v3 to the Cosmos ecosystem. In terms of the timeline, the incentives will start once Revert completes at least the first 2 milestones, and after the governance proposal is approved, and the estimated timeline for this is towards the end of May, in the week starting the 22nd of May. The Persistence Proposal 23 passed to modify the inflation parameters. The minimum inflation was reduced from 25% to 12.5%, and this reduction will happen in around 3 months. The maximum inflation was reduced from 45% to 25%, and the blocks per year was also updated. The halving module will also be recalibrated in the next chain upgrade so that the next halving will happen 2 years after this Proposal 23 passed. Which liquid staking projects have the most Atom liquid stakes so far? Well, Stride is leading with over 2 million ST Atom, but Persistence's P stake is second in the ranking with around 370k STK Atom. Then Quicksilver is third with around 145k Q Atom, and DeFi is fourth with around 46k R Atom. In terms of market dominance percentage, the Atom liquid staking market, this is approximately 75% Stride dominance, then 14% for P stake, for Quicksilver 5.5%, and then Steffi 1.7%. This means the Atom liquid staking market dominance of P stake is currently bigger than Quicksilver and Steffi combined. The MNTL integration with the TFM IBC bridge interface is live. TFN simplifies user interaction with IBC by allowing it to send funds over IBC to multiple Cosmos ecosystem chains from one interface. To try this interface, we included for you below the link. Would you like to learn how to create a whitelist on Mantleplace? Whitelists are a useful tool for both pre and private sales. AssetMantle shared a detailed and easy to follow Twitter thread tutorial for creating whitelists. You can follow the link included below if you would like to learn more about this topic. AssetMantle mentioned that an upgrade will be happening very soon and also suggested that it might be related to secondary markets. The AssetMantle quarterly report for Q1 of 2023 was released, and to read the full report, we included below the link for your convenience. Several sections are covered in the report, such as key statistics, community updates, development and integration updates, partnerships, and Mantle Lab updates, which is an incubator and accelerator. Q1 of 2023 was very successful for AssetMantle, and we are looking forward to the upcoming updates during Q2. The Delphi Labs Cosmos Hackathon started on the 1st of May. The deadline to submit a project or ideas was the 8th of May. Then from the 8th to the 15th, the hackathon continued and judges selected around 20 teams for the finals, which will be happening during the second half of May. The finalist teams will work closely with Delphi Labs, Osmosis, Injective, and Neutron. At the end of May, teams will submit their projects, and then the winners and prizes will be announced. There is an interesting project to rank Cosmos dApps, which includes different categories, highest ranked, recently added, or the option to submit a dApp. You can connect easily with Kelper to upvote or downvote Cosmos dApps with PLQ tokens, since this project is powered by Plank. To check dApp space, you can follow the link in the description. The Atom Accelerator DAO released the second transparency report, informing about the expenses to run the Atom Accelerator DAO or about their treasury management, with a portion moved to USDC or liquid staking via Stride is great. However, the accumulated staking rewards should also be included in the transparency report, as well as the selection criteria of validators for liquid staking Atom via Quicksilver. The community is looking forward and waiting for the Atom Accelerator DAO team to work more actively on sourcing projects and teams that can bring value for Atom. The second batch of grants was also announced. Numia received a $40,000 grant to build an interactive analytics dashboard, providing custom data related to the Atom economic zone. For transparency, Numia is part of Binary Builders, which already received a grant in the batch 1 of $80,000. Then Loom Network, with their Cosmos Millions project, received a grant of $100,000. However, it is not clear whether it was actually a grant or just these funds will be used for providing liquidity, but still in control of the Atom Accelerator DAO. Then, a Canadian company received a grant of $112,000 to build a Cosmos SDK escrow module. From the 10th of May to the 24th of May, you'll be able to check your Ntrn Airdrop status. Then, from the 25th of May, once the Neutron launch event starts, you'll be able to claim your airdrop. And the deadline will be 3 months later. The claimed tokens will provide voting power, but would be vesting over 3 months. From around the 31st of May until the 5th of June, the lock drop will happen. This also is related to the airdrop, quoting official information from Neutron. Participants will be able to commit LP tokens from the liquid auction for up to a year in exchange for upfront NTRN rewards once the launch event ends. For each NTRN earned as a reward, they will obtain NTRN from the airdrop without vesting. There are several upcoming Atom meetups, including the 19th of May in Dubai, co-organized with Coin Bureau, or the 22nd of May in Istanbul. Sygnum is a fully focused crypto bank based in Switzerland and Singapore that received a banking license from the Swiss Financial Market Supervisory Authority in 2019. Sygnum announced that Atom has now been integrated in their banking infrastructure, and hence Sygnum's institutional clients are now able to buy, hold, and stake Atom. This is great news since, as we identified previously, Atom institutional custody and staking in Switzerland and the EU was lagging behind other POS ecosystems. We believe that our long-term public goods work of pitching Atom to banks and institutionals in Switzerland contributed to this great news. We are going to continue this public goods work in Switzerland and the EU to keep improving the Atom institutional custody and driving real value to Atom and the Cosmos ecosystem. Cosmonauts, as we always look forward to your feedback, if you find these videos helpful, don't hesitate to subscribe or like. In the next episode, we will be covering the updates related to the Neutron launch process. Every new episode is even more exciting than the previous one, Cosmonauts. Before our next episode, remember that the Flix/USDC stream will happen towards the end of May. And from around the 25th of May, you'll be able to claim your Ntrn Airdrop. I wish you an amazing next 2 weeks ahead. See you again very soon, Cosmonauts.
Warning.